Hey everyone, decided to go and do a bit of a walk today. Haven't walked deep into the woods since we've gotten all this green, and over the last couple days there's been a lot of rain, still off and on rain today as well, and figured it'd be nice to get a look at how the streams and the water runoff is sort of looking here. As you can see, we're in the back part of the property, just at the edge of where I plan on doing the clearing. You can see the orange ribbons. And we see here this bridge across the creek is that, we do have some water runoff coming there. So I think that's something that I'm going to need to look at trying to divert some way, because I don't think this is a great direction for this water to run off. So may need to do a little bit of grading, so it runs farther in this direction, which then would take it down to the creek here. With the slope of the land, that seems like that would be the logical thing to do, or because it definitely seems higher up here. But something to look into, because either way, I think, this is not a great spot for water to run off. But we see over here, coming down from the front and side of the house, the trench that's in the front runs along to over here and down here, and you see we're getting a good amount of water runoff here, so that's nice. Also, we can see that at some point, I'm assuming a homeowner decided to dump a lot of material back here. Looks like roofing shingle. Was not the roofing shingle associated with the work we did, or our contractor did, but obviously clean up the waterway a bit and get that, because we don't want water running over these shingles and then carrying those chemicals, because this eventually all runs towards the Schuylkill, and we don't want that stuff going into our normal waterways. So we'll look at getting that stuff cleaned up here. But then we see the other direction under the bridge, running down along the stream there, and we see the ridge up there. So we're going to walk up this way, and again, just nice and pretty and green. And we were yesterday, when the rain was really coming down, we were looking outside, and we were commenting that pretty much looked like we're in the middle of a rainforest at this point. So here we see, this is interesting. We have a little bit of a clearing-esque here. This was the area I was thinking about at some point clearing some of the existing trees and repurpose this area a bit like for an orchard. Get a mix of some fruit trees and such. They'll help with, controlling the erosion along the stream banks here. As well as, additional amount of, benefit from the stuff there. Get some apples, plums, I think, are possible for this climate, stuff like that. So we're just going to go over here, because just want to check out the other crevice, trench, runoff, stream, whatever we want to call it. You see here's a tree that had fallen down at some point, which eventually we will get around to cleaning up. We see, all right, so this right here, there's not a lot of water runoff coming. So, that's good. It's always good when you're not seeing a lot of water running. And again, you see just a lot of trees that had fallen down over time and stuff that's needs to be cleaned up and maintained. But down this way, there's not much going on. More of the property is farther that way, but we'll go check that out at a future time. We'll go back over here where we actually see the water running off, and we'll walk along the property line there. But got to be careful though, because again, lots of leaves of probably decade of this, etc. And right now, it can be very slick with all the rain we've had. All right. And I'm sure as we walk, you'll hear a bunch of the chatty birds we have. All right. So, I guess it would have been helpful if I turned my phone sideways for a landscape view here. But so we see the water running down along this side. Pretty nice, good, healthy flow of water here. You see there's the property marker, so we're right up on the edge of our property. And again, not sure if you could really tell here, but there's the house back there. So you see the stream doesn't run parallel to the property line. It sort of cuts over and around and bends as waterways like to do. And oh wow, we're going to get up here, but the stream this runs to is very, very full. Wow, this is actually pretty impressive when we get there. Just sort of paying attention where I'm walking right now. We got a bit of a slope. So here, all the water is running. Property line right here. So you see, this is the direction of the property line, and you see the house in the distance to give you an idea of that. So this part of the stream right here cuts across the property line. And we'll keep going down here. And definitely, again, careful. This is steep. Oh, and then what we see here, here's the other property marker. So there we go. So walk along the property line. You start seeing in the distance there the level of the water in the stream. So I had hypothesized to the family during the winter that looking at the water cut in the bank that the water level gets pretty high there, and there was some skepticism, but we got the proof and the evidence here that this definitely gets a lot of water in it. You see the markers there. This is on the other side of the creek. There is the corner of the property. So we get here, and yeah, look how busy this runoff is. We see over there, got a little mini waterfall from the runoff coming up from the ridge. This all runs all the way over there. What happens if I'm going to guess it's probably going to screw up the video if I do that too long. So this part here is all our property that I'm walking along, because again, you see the corner mark there. And again, if you see the tree there, like that implies at some point there's been a good amount of water that gets up to that level to eat away the bank there. We see a good healthy amount of runoff there, and if we see, so this might, I think this is the, comes from up top when we were looking originally. And so you see, over time, we get a little bit of trickle down this here, which then leads to there. Probably at some point, we'll look at clearing up this log too. Sort of funny how it's over there, like almost like it was shoved in or whatever, but don't know. But either way, we're going to keep walking over, and yeah, we're definitely going to have a bunch of water there. And we'll keep walking this way. This will also be more fun. Well, not more fun. It'll be easier in the future when we start working on paths and stuff like that. But again, you see how busy this runoff is. And again, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but you see sort of the bank cut. That sort of implies that there's been a lot of water cutting in from here also, I think. And then we see over there is the end point, not the end point, the continuation of our property line. So like this is technically on the other side of our property now at this point. and we see, you know, a lot of water runoff coming from over there. We're going to try to traverse up this way. Steep and slick, so just going to be careful. All right. So we'll go this way. And, yep. Again, coming over here. I'm going to walk up over to this other runoff spot we got. But again, really good. And again, a lot of water is coming down from that ridge line too, if you can sort of tell from the phone here. Let's get over to here. And then there's that property marker. And I think from there it still goes over that way. But we're not going to go deeper that way. We're going to head up this way here. Again, just a lot of fallen tree stuff, not from the recent storms, just over the years. And just, you know, again, we gotta maintain the forest a bit, keep some cleaning up. And then you see here we have another runoff, natural runoff to a stream from up top. And we're going to make our way back up to the house from here. Gotta get to a point where I can cross back over. We only have that one bridge, and with everything grown now, the normal way to cut back up top is probably not a good idea because really overgrown up that way. So I'm going to double back here so I can go back around to where it's a little bit safer to cross. I should be able to here because I'll have stuff to hold on to as I go up the slick side. Definitely going. Yeah, you can definitely feel how soft and rotted the trunk here is, meaning, you know, it's been here for a while, and you see a lot of the insect holes. So there's been well, not necessarily insect holes, could be insect holes, could also be things like woodpeckers and such like that. But again, definitely can tell how stuff, you know, nature's been eating away at fallen material, and why, you know, stuff like fallen wood that's been sitting, you know, isn't really good, particularly for things like firewood, or if you want to do any milling, because the wood's probably all chewed up or rotten. But, you know, see once we cut it up and clean things up. But again, we're back to this is not the clearing area I was mentioning before. This is just another one of the break points. Because again, you see over there. Well, actually, maybe this. Yeah, this is the clearing I was talking about before. No, wait. Yes, yeah, this is the clearing I was talking about before. Sorry, lost my bearings. Because there's the property line over there, so which means the bridge is over here. Yep. Here we go. Yep. Here we go. Yep. And again, same here. We see this path looks like sort of created because runoff or what, but again, we want to solve this. Like, one of the solutions also I was thinking about is eventually I just replace this bridge with one that connects higher up on the bank, so there's less of a slope. So instead of the bridge crossing there, instead have it connect sort of up at this height or something like that, so that way, When I say the site, like up to around here. Again, makes the bridge bigger, but will help alleviate that slope, because then if it's here, it's farther up there also. And then if we set it up to where the water runs underneath the crevice, then we won't have to worry about one, water wear on the bridge, and two, it getting filled with water and stuff like this, which, you know, obviously can make it a little bit of a slippery access here. And then we see that, you know, we have little puddles and ponds here because of, you know, debris and leaves and again, more shingle. Clear some of that up so the water flows a bit better. That way also, I would assume would help from mosquito breeding also if we don't have as much stagnant water. But yeah, so going back up this way. So again, here we see there's this here, and which just makes this whole area just really soggy. And if we want to make this sort of a backyard, we want to clear that up. And part of it, the problem also is that this drain, I believe, connects to our gutters, and so rainwater is running there, which then, just as water is prone to do, just following the natural grade. And so that's probably something where I'm planning on cutting this pipe and probably connecting a hose to it, another pipe, and running it that way, so that way the water coming off there just runs directly into the crevice also, which should alleviate a bunch of that as well, I think. So yeah, that's what's this small part of the woods. I think that was sort of a walk through, maybe about a quarter or third, probably about a quarter of the property. And it was really neat to see the condition of the stream with all the water runoff. Definitely it's definitely a big feeder for all the water runoff. And like I said, I believe it goes to Schuylkill. And yeah, we want to make sure we clean up all our feeders so that way as much clean water gets there, and nice to do. So yeah, looks like the wind's starting to pick up a bit. The trees are starting to rustle, so I'm going to head back in. Also, the temperature is cool, but it does definitely felt rather humid in the tree cover. A little less humid now that I got out of the tree break, but yeah, definitely humid out. So all right, that's the update today about the property, and hope everyone's doing well. Take care. Bye.